Gonna have T. Higgins, right? T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, and Jamarr Chase on the same team.
With nobody protecting Burrow, he's going to be on his ass the whole game still. Like, it doesn't matter who you have running wide out. If Joe Burrow's sitting on his ass the whole game, it doesn't matter.
This is a deep tackle class. They can get a tackle in the second round or trade
it's a deep offensive line.
You could have had the generational talent in Swole or whatever the hell his last name is.
Maybe they feel like
that's how it's spelled.
I'm thinking Miami takes him right now.
I don't know. Joe Burrow is coming to management and saying, "Hey, take Jamarr Chase." He's asking for it.
I understand that, and I understand that that's what you're asking for, but I have to sit down and have a heart-to-heart with Joey B and be like, brother, dude, you have literally a scar in your right knee. There is muscles that are not there that have torn in that right knee. Do you want to have that happen again and lose all the sorts of money that you could have had being a franchise guy here? No, we're going to take Penei Sewell. We're going to make sure you stand up there and make T. Higgins a star. That's what I would do, in my opinion. But
T. Higgins the star.
I gave you fair warning, beware, beware. Smack him in the mouth. I gave you fair warning, beware, beware. Smack him in the mouth. I gave you fair warning, beware, beware. Smack him in the mouth. I gave you fair warning, beware, beware. I'll smack him in the mouth.
Welcome into the newest episode of Mikes FIlmroom. I appreciate you for tuning in. I'm Mike, and I'm just a former decent high school football player turned fan on the mic. We're going to be talking about this Jamarr Chase, Joe Burrow connection that's been brewing in Cincy so far this season. These guys have been unbelievable together, and I'm specifically looking at a certain route called the back shoulder fade. Pretty much everyone that watches football knows about the back shoulder fade, and these two guys, let me tell you, come a little closer. These guys have perfected it. There's also just a bunch of different things once you get DBs kind of just leaning in on that back shoulder fade, kind of just expecting that back shoulder fade. There's a bunch of different tweaks you can put on other routes that are working to Jamarr Chase and Joe Burrow's advantage as we speak in the league today. And I can't wait to pop in the tape into the VCR. Just kidding, I never use a freaking VCR. What do I look like? What do I look like? Tony Tucker? We're going to put the tape on in the background and talk about it and look at it. But real quick, first, just help me out. It takes 2 seconds. Hit that like button. Helps out a ton in the algorithm. Subscribe. Turn notifications on. Like button. Subscribe. Notifications. Like button. Subscribe. Notifications. Like button. Subscribe. Did you do it? What are you waiting for? All right. Video's liked. You're subscribed. Notifications are on. Let's get into the film study of Jamarr Chase. Alright, so we're going to be talking about the art of this back shoulder fade in this video here today and how Jamarr Chase and Joe Burrow have kind of perfected it. And I keep including Joe Burrow in that because the quarterback has just an important job as a receiver on this route. You're going to see Jamarr Chase here at the bottom of the formation, lined up on rookie cornerback Eric Stokes, so it's been very good so far this year, although Jamarr Chase put some work in against him. You see this safety up top, and this is kind of a perfect scenario for Burrow and Chase to recognize that the fade or the back shoulder fade, a lot of times it's a mid-route adjustment between the quarterback and between the wide receiver, and that's why the chemistry between Burrow and Chase is so important to do some of the stuff that they've been doing so far in this season and early on in this pairing in the NFL. Because if the DB does have that leverage, has that over-the-top leverage, taking away that fade route, taking away that deep route, this back shoulder fade is almost impossible to stop. And when you start to sit on it and try and stop it, other issues start to come up as a defensive back, and you get in a situation where you kind of got to pick your poison. We're going to talk about that later in the video. But anyways, keep an eye on Jamarr Chase here. You're going to see him release and press really hard to the fade and gets the DB to open up his hips and run along with him and go for that over-the-top leverage positioning, which is going to allow Chase to, or Burrow to fit that back shoulder fade into Chase. Look at this. Looks like it's covered up. This looks perfect. This is the exact perfect scenario that you want this back shoulder fade drawn up. And Burrow puts it right on the money. Here it is. Same exact game. Eric Stokes on Jamarr Chase. Once again, you're going to see the same thing. Jamarr Chase is going to release outside. Stokes does a good job of maintaining positioning, maintaining coverage over the top of Jamarr Chase. But when they hit this back shoulder so perfectly, it's almost impossible to defend. And then Jamarr Chase caps this one off with an amazing catch at the bottom of the screen. Look at this. Woo, nice little toe tap. I mean, check out Eric Stokes' positioning here once again. I mean, this looks like good coverage. And it is good coverage by Eric Stokes. He is all over this, but it's just better execution by the quarterback and the wide receiver and being on the same page to make this happen game in, game out, time in and time again. I mean, this is the second time we've seen it in just this game alone. And again, another beautiful throw by Burrow where only his receiver can get the ball. Here we're going to see this back shoulder used again. Now, Jamarr Chase actually gets called for a push-off on this play, but I just wanted to show the usage of this route and show that they are targeting this route once again here in this Jacksonville Jaguars game. Look at the positioning of the DB. I believe that's Shaq Griffin on Jamarr Chase. That over the top. Really good coverage by Griffin here. And you're going to see the Bengals go back to that back shoulder fade. And that's what they've been going to all year long when Jamarr Chase has struggled to get separation, which was something that was talked about in college a little bit. But I don't think we expected them to be this on par immediately like this. And why wouldn't we? They played so much college football together that the chemistry should be there. But it really is. And when you got a special receiver like Jamarr Chase and a special quarterback like Joe Burrow, and they're both on the same page, and they're both clicking and making the same reads on the defenders, and Joe Burrow's doing this thing where he makes these mid-play adjustments to the back shoulder fade, or to throw it over the top, or to throw, kind of a little bit of an underthrown ball to help Chase out, or even an overthrown ball to help Chase out. When you start to get that going, Joe Burrow to Jamarr Chase is damn near unstoppable. Now I want to show you guys what that back shoulder fade and becoming really effective at it, and especially when you put it on tape week after week after week, which I saw at least once in every game. It was in smaller scales in other games or incomplete in other games, but I've seen them attempt the back shoulder fade at least once, and in most games 3 or 4 times in every single game between Joe Burrow and Jamarr Chase. And once you start to show that on tape, now you can take off over the top. Now you can run a little hesitation go route and get the DB to try and bite on that back shoulder, and then you burn him over the top. And that's where all of Jamarr Chase's huge plays are coming from. He's seen a couple now where he's had 40-plus yard catches down the field. It's been because of this little hesitation move that he's using now because of the back shoulder fade setup. Let's run that back. So you see Chase here off the line of scrimmage at the top of the screen. The DB is in some kind of zone. You can tell by the way he turned. This is a zone turn facing in towards the quarterback. So that way he can see everything in his zone while maintaining his coverage and getting deep. Well, he's supposed to be getting deep, but Jamarr Chase is going to burn him here. But this little hesitation, you see a little hesitation from Jamarr Chase? That is the worry. That is the fear of the back shoulder fade in that DB to cause the DB to kind of be like, oh, I got to take this hesitation really seriously. And then Jamarr Chase burns them over the top for a touchdown. Makes an amazing catch, by the way, at the end of this catch as well. That's something that also has impressed me a little bit with Jamarr Chase, is his ability to make kind of difficult, tight, covered catches like this, and it's helping out Burrow a ton because Burrow has no fear. And that's something I noticed watching this tape this year. Burrow is throwing into coverage. Burrow is giving his receivers chances to make plays. When you have a great receiving core, you can do that with a little bit more faith. But catches like this, or catches like one we saw earlier in the film study and what we're going to see in the future film study, are what are going to help boost Burrow's stats, first of all, and also for the Bengals offense to succeed and score touchdowns like this. Love it. Love it. I'm about to get really, really nerdy on this play. So I'm very interested in the Lions' defensive play call here. You got a zone coverage. They're lined up in man, though. This looks like a man single high safety look. Now, it isn't a very great disguise because if you look at the defensive backs, both of them are lined up in outside shade, and both of them are looking in at the quarterback and not looking at the man that they would supposed to be covering. So, I mean, I assume if I see this, Burrow probably sees this on the field and recognizes that this is a disguise and that they're actually running a very weird cover 3 here. And I say it's weird because you got the DBs all in press and the safety single high, which would be a cover 1 look with the linebackers showing blitz. Even I think this is a nickel corner here showing blitz. And you'd think that that would be a good disguise, but I don't want to give these gooder receivers this much space to work with on the field. These two DBs on the outsides are responsible for the deep thirds on the outsides in this cover 3 defense, but they're trying to disguise man, so they're lined up the line of scrimmage. So you're kind of just leaving those two guys in no man's land, and they're both going to do zone turns. They're both going to drop into their zones, but the receivers, who are very good receivers, you get Tyler Boyd, Jamarr Chase, T. Higgins are already on their heels and already, threatening their zone deep. I don't understand pressing your guys and leaving the single high safety up or back this deep with the linebackers and nickel corner all pressing with this huge space in the field that you expect these DBs to kind of make up against this kind of a high-flying offense. I don't like this defensive play call at all, but nonetheless, you're going to see Jamarr Chase down here at the bottom of the screen does exactly what he's been doing and goes over the top and catches one in traffic on there, and that's what I was talking about earlier, alluding to, that he's been making some catches like this in traffic, and that's right in between the safety and the DB, and a really good throw by Burrow, once again, who has been on fire so far this year. But yeah, I'm not a fan of this defense. Look at this is off the line of scrimmage after the ball is snapped. The two linebackers drop back like I was expecting. Both corners go into zone coverage like I was expecting. But look, the receivers are already even with these DBs as they're trying to break into their zone and break into their zone turn. And Jamarr Chase burned his guy, and I'm willing to bet that the guy at the top of the screen was going to get toasted as well if I had to put some money down. All right, this is my favorite Jamarr Chase play so far this year. This is probably my favorite Bengals play. If I watched all the Bengals offense for this film study, and this is probably my favorite play of the entire year for this offense. And that's because it kind of all was working for him, right? For one, it highlights the goal of this video, which was the back shoulder fade and how they use the back shoulder fade so much and how it sets up other routes. Well, this is one of those routes that was set up by all those back shoulder fades they've been running earlier probably in this game and earlier in the season and just overall throughout the entire season and putting it on tape for these defensive backs and defensive coordinators to see. You're going to see Jamarr Chase here at the top of the screen. He's going to run a nice little hesitation and go route like I've been talking about for the last little part of this video. And you're going to see him really, really sell it. And it completely toasts this safety, completely toasts that DB up top, and they stand no chance against it. But also what I really like in this play is you're going to see Joe Burrow, who's under center right now, is going to actually look the safety into another route. And once that safety takes half a step towards that other route, Burrow launches that thing over the top without any hesitation, complete faith in Jamarr Chase that he's going to burn that DB outside, and sure enough, he does. And I think this is the play of that viral video of Jamarr Chase and Joe Burrow kind of joking around about how you see that blue thing at the end over there? That's the end zone, Jamarr. Basically trying to say Jamarr got hawked down, but Burrow, you got to let that thing fly, baby. He would have got underneath it. He had to slow down a little bit to catch the ball. Even he knows, look.
You see that big blue thing back there? Don't do me that. Don't do me that. That big blue? Don't do me that. Don't do me that. That's the end zone.
But right here, really watch this safety. I'll put a circle over him. Watch this safety when he takes that step, and look at how quickly Burrow recognizes it and is like, oh, we got him. We got him deep. Just like that. And you're screwed at this point. This is not a picture that you want to see on film on what will be Monday morning or Tuesday morning if you're NFL defensive back. Jamarr Chase. Here is a defensive back trying to take away the back shoulder fade, and the defense trying to take away the back shoulder fade once again. You're going to see him fall into that trail technique. You're going to see him try and play the underneath, and Joe Burrow just fits this ball in once again in between the corner and the safety, just like we saw in the Lions game, just like we saw in the Packers game. And to throw this up like this and trust your wide receiver and trust yourself to put this ball in a good spot, but really trust your wide receiver to come down with this ball, that's something that they only have because of their chemistry in college. And that's why the Bengals took him 5th overall. That's kind of like the final nail in that decision was the fact that they had such a good chemistry in college and that how it may translate to the NFL. And who knows, honestly, Joe Burrow may have just made the call and said, you better take my boy Jamarr Chase, that 5th overall pick, if he's available. I'm okay with pleasing your quarterback. Here's the effect of that fade working so well. Once again, this time in the goal line. You probably already have it on alert if you're a defensive back against this team at this point, especially on a Steelers-led team. It's very well coached and very well studied. You can't see Jamarr Chase because he's right here. You see his feet like right below me here. He's about to run a dig route, but you're going to see him really press that fade, get that DB to open up his hips outside. And once he got his back turned and his hips flipped, and he's dedicated to covering that deep route fade right here. This is not where Joe Hayden wants to be. Sorry, my guy Joe. I don't mean to highlight you like this. Jamarr Chase is cutting in and Joe Hayden is going out, and this is the worst position you want to be in as a defensive back, and it's just the threat of that back shoulder and over-the-top fade that Jamarr Chase has shown on tape so many times this year, and that allows him to get wide open for the touchdown. Good route ran there by Jamarr Chase. Hop down in the comment section below and let me and let everyone else know your thoughts. Did the Bengals make the right decision drafting Jamarr Chase 5th overall? It was a controversial pick because we all were screaming, even myself, that they should go with offensive line to protect their best asset in Joe Burrow. But seeing the chemistry between these two, seeing the connection between these two, and to think about it that it could be together for 10 years, 10 plus years now in the league, starting to think that maybe the Bengals were finally right on a decision and the public was wrong. Now we talk about fading the public a lot when we're having these arguments and having these debates, but this one was a real one where like 90% of people I saw were saying draft Penei Sewell or draft Rashawn Slater or draft any offensive lineman you can get your hands on over a wide receiver with the 5th overall pick last year. Jamarr Chase is at the head for the Rookie of the Year race right now, and unless something bad happens or unless he starts to completely fall off, he's probably the runaway winner of that award this year. So Bengals, congratulations, you beat us for once. And the Bengals are having a very, very good season to start off 2021, so maybe this was the turnaround they needed. Maybe getting these two guys together have brought the energy and cultivated this team and brought them over the top. Overall, I hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode of Mike's Film Room, checking out the back shoulder fade, checking out Jamarr Chase's talent, his speed, his catching ability, and of course his connection with Joe Burrow. Above all else, help me out, like I said one last time, with the like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you enjoy sports, if you enjoy talking about sports, if you want to experience what it's like to just kind of hang out with us and watch sports, come to the Thursday Night Football live stream tonight. Come to the Sunday Night Football live stream on Sunday. Come to one of the NBA live streams. Say what's up. Screen, talking mess, talking about random topics, but also watching the game and enjoying the games simultaneously. It's a great time. Every single stream is a great time. So I look forward to seeing you guys in those streams. And then if you would like to purchase some merch, head to www.warzonesportsnetwork.com. All the merchandise is up there. You can get something as simple as a coffee mug. You get yourself a t-shirt, jersey, t-shirts, sweatshirts, stickers, all of the above. It's all up on the site. And even just buying a $5 sticker helps us out a ton in the long run to get our brand out there, to get our logo out there to more people. So www.warzonesportsnetwork.com. There's also some bonus content and blogs up there. I think that's all the cheap plugs for the episode. I can't wait to read the comments and see your guys' opinion on Jamarr Chase or an offensive lineman with the 5th overall pick. And if your opinion has completely changed, mine is starting to change. It's kind of just admitting that I'm wrong more than anything. So I'm excited to read into that. I think that's all the cheap plugs for the episode this week. So thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you as always, and I appreciate you subscribing and liking and turning on notifications. Every single one of you. Very appreciative. Look at this. This is Mike's heart beating. Why is it beating so fast? Oh. There we go. This is my heart beating. I can't do this at the same time. My heart beating for you. Got it that time. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. I'm Mike, and I'm just a former decent high school football player turned fan on the mic, and this is me saying, until next time.